Hello and welcome to my review of Royal Blood's third studio album, Typhoons, released on the 30th of April, 2021. The duo heralding from Brighton have cemented their signature, retro-style pop-rock sound from their first two albums, and their original blend has continued into this new release. The band's sound is anchored by vocalist and bassist Mike Kerr's trademark, unique technique and tone, formed from using his instrument as both an electric guitar and bass simultaneously. Their first couple of records saw the band stake their claim for a place on top of the modern rock charts, and succeed in doing so with memorable debut and sophomore releases. I still stand by my notion that Figure It Out is one of the best rock songs of the last decade, and it would be great to hear the band carry that momentum onto this new release. Typhoon spans 11 tracks lasting 38 minutes, and so is the band's longest studio album to date. So can the latest album from Royal Blood live up to the hype? It's time to go track by track in succession to find out. We're pushed straight in at the deep end with the first single, Trouble's Coming, Mike and Ben carrying the song forward with the now classic style they bring to the table. Rhythmically, this song is planted straight on crotches, giving a driving force to the opening track. Mike sounds as good as ever on the vocals, and the instruments are mixed to perfection here. The bass line does a lot to keep the pace up, and though the chorus is made up of a single lyric, this is a smooth start to the release. After a strange little intro, Oblivion features another heavy riff from Mike's signature bass tone. This brings even more energy than the previous track, and a lovely chord progression leads us into the chorus, which has a wonderful technical bass line behind it, one of Mike's best. The bridge follows the same pre-chorus progression before leading into the final chorus. The song is short, but packs a huge punch when you listen. The title track comes in third, and a fun riff spearheads the track. Though I might personally prefer the previous two tracks for their music, the lyrics on this one are really good. It's still a great track, and the bass work is once again outstanding. A bridge making use of chromaticism followed, and this works rather well. I was yet to be blown away by the drums, that is, until the ending, when Ben delivers a powerful fill utilising his bass drum work to bring the song to a close. Who Needs Friends follows a minimalistic, single-note bass line to begin with, letting Mike's improved vocals to shine through. This track, the lyrics outshine the instrumental performance slightly, and the bar has definitely been raised for writing. The bridge features some nice vocal harmonies, before Mike slips into a high falsetto line, which together probably make my favourite moment on the song. It's a pretty good track in itself too, though definitely not up to par with the first couple of tracks. Million and One is next, and this riff is already more interesting than last. After a verse, a piano enters and helps the song through the pre-chorus. This one is probably the best one to sing along to so far, and I can definitely see myself coming back to this one frequently in the future. One in a Million and One is a memorable vocal line, and as are the lyrics in the chorus. The bass does a good job pushing the song forward, and the drums are kinda holding back a bit at this point, but the bridge and outro solidify this song as one of the best on the record. The longest song on the album, and the third single, Limbo, comes next, and an 80s style electronic intro changes things up right from the start. I'm loving the heaviness the verses bring from this song. It's a stark but working contrast to the synthy choruses, backed by a string synthesizer. The drums finally show up to their full potential, the quick changes from a thick to thin texture work seamlessly, and overall, this song is leagues above what I expected from the duo on this new album, potentially a new favourite here. Either You Want It immediately begins with a swing rhythm, and Mike spits the vocal triplets out with ease. Lyrically, it's nothing special, but another well-crafted riff backs the band well. This is a recurring thing I'm noticing on this release. The riff writing stays as good as it was, if not better, on almost every song here. Over the bridge, the drums take on a triplet rhythm, a cool little change up from the rest of the song, before bringing the track to an end. Not the best, but not bad. Another swing rhythm backs a groovy bass line on the song Boilermaker, and I can feel how powerful this song is already. Mike shouts out his lyrics in the chorus to great effect, and Ben does a great job with his flow. The production, done by the band and Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, shines through here, and I like the backing effects on this track as well as more great lyrics too. One more thing is that the bridge sounds huge. Again, the production helps how much force it packs, and everyone comes together to form what is a killer song. Mad Visions is the 9th track, and style is certainly quite poppy on this one. This is not a bad thing, however, as I believe Mike's voice suits it really well, especially dipping in and out of his falsetto before the choruses. The keyboard is once again tastefully applied to add some ambience to the pre-choruses, and though the two verses and choruses are much the same, the bridge shakes things up with a backing choir coming forth to lead the song to a close. I do feel like some of these songs are sounding a little samey, and I hope the final 2 tracks go a little more out of their comfort zone. Hold On gives off another retro pop feel, and combined with Royal Blood's pop rock style, this is a really good mix. Sequencing and the vocal and bass lines guide the track forward, and while Ben is holding back once again behind the kit, this is probably for the better, as adding an intricate rhythm to the already complex bass line would make the end mix a mess. Of course the duo knew this, and the end result is another catchy one. The lyrics on this track also mean a whole lot to me, so I'll most certainly find myself drawn back here again. As with the Surface Sounds review from last week, the band decided to finish the album with a short piano ballad, All We Have Is Now. Mike's soft, reverberated vocal performance fit nicely here, and I'm really glad the two went for this kind of song, because in a way it's what's been missing from the previous 2 albums. The duo pulled this ballad off very well, and this is a pretty good way to end the record. So that was Typhoons by Royal Blood, a solid release, and it can definitely hold a candle to the previous 2, though I wouldn't put it right up there. I get the feeling that this album is very single-centric, that is to say that most of the incredible ideas the band had were put into the singles, and that's clear when listening to the album. This is not, however, to say that all the other tracks were filler, far from it in fact. A great deal of the deeper cuts to come from this album are worth coming back to, especially Million and One. Some songs on here will sound a bit samey to some listeners, and though I feel like the band trying to branch out more here, it's noticeable that they're sort of riding the coattails of their sound slightly. With that being said, I can imagine long-time Royal Blood fans will enjoy this release from start to finish, and the positives vastly outweigh the negatives. To fans of this band as well as newcomers, a lot of this album is a must-hear in the band's discography, and it is for that reason that Royal Blood's Typhoons gets a 7.5 out of 10. What did you think of this album? Be sure to leave what you thought of it down below. Thanks for watching.